Welcome to Oddie's Airsoft, and today we're going to be talking about different loadouts, and we're going to focus on the World War II loadout. Airsoft has been made famous by the fact there's a lot of Gucci about, and people tend to follow certain fixed patterns of uniforms. Most people are into their modern warfare, but in fairness, Scout the Doggy has made famous the World War II Airsoft, and this is what we're going to focus on today. I myself am wearing 101st Airborne from D Day. On D Day, June 6, 1944, Allied forces launched the largest invasion of the Second World War. The aim was to take back Europe from Nazi Germany's oppression. The invasion plan included dropping airborne troops behind enemy lines to clear the way for the troops landing on the beaches of Normandy. One of these divisions was the 101st Airborne Division. They had trained for over 3 years in America and England, and the average age was only 21. The reason why I'm making this video today is because whenever we go airsofting and we're wearing the World War II gear, a lot of people ask us what we're using. There's an awful lot of interest because it's not the usual attire that most airsofters wear these days. I'm going to briefly run through the outfit. I'm wearing an M1942 jumpsuit. Now, it's different from the jumpsuit that was originally made because what the paratroopers did on D-Day was they reinforced all the pockets, the knees, the elbows, and some of them actually stitched an extra pocket here. The reason for this was because after their Sicily jumps they found that the suits were just not up to the job and they ripped a lot. Now this suit is available and was bought in Soldier of Fortune in Wales. The only thing that we did with it immediately when we bought it was to reinforce the crotch with double stitching and the back with double stitching because they're renowned for splitting. Also, what we're wearing today is an M1 helmet. It's a captain's helmet, hence the stripe, slightly from the normal helmet in the fact that it has this, which is a chin strap. And the Airbornes used to wear this again to stop the prop blast taking the helmet off their head when they were jumping. This would have been tied on as they jumped. Usually as soon as they landed they either took them off or they would fold them back up inside the helmet. I have leather airborne gloves. These were quite sought after and they weren't just used by the airborne. A lot of the airborne traded away for bits and pieces for these gloves. They were quite wanted. We have the 1911 handgun, Colt. It's in a Colt holster. Now a lot of people use them coming off the belt, but when they could get hold of them, the Jeep Jockeys as they called them, the soldiers who were driving the Jeeps were wearing these holsters for quick access to their weapons. Not only do the Jeep Jockeys wear these, but the armoured tank units used to wear them, again for quick access. And again they were sought after by the airborne troops purely for easy access coming out of the risers when they landed. This is a Thompson pouch. It holds 6 magazines, but in fairness what we use for it in airsoft are BB holders. On the belt I have a Thompson pouch. It holds 3 30 round mags. Now in airsoft terms that's 3 350 round mags, slightly different from the real steel. We have a 1936 webbing. It has a musette bag on the back. It has rigger pouches, and the rigger pouches were used, again in airsoft terms we were changing it slightly. We have Thunder Bs in these, but that's what they were used for carrying mines and grenades and anything else that could inflict severe agony on their enemy. I don't know whether the light is picking this up, but I'm sure you've already noticed that there is a pattern on the tunic that I'm wearing. This was done by ourselves. With the Pathfinders, when they were doing their test jumps, they found that the suits were too light, especially at night. They showed up too much and they were quite worried that they would be seen by the enemy. So on the run up to D-Day, within the last few hours of D-Day, they decided while they were at the airfield and then they were in the lines in their sticks ready to get on the planes, they took green airfield paint that was there, used for planes, painting, Jeeps, everything, and they stood in lines and they literally splattered or painted it onto their M1942 outfits. And again, it was done to break up the pattern. On the boots, we have the Corcoran style jump boots with real leather laces. These are often asked about. What these were for, these are straps that you tie in, and when they were jumping, they would have an awful lot of mines, grenades and things in their pockets, extra ammo. And what would happen is, in the prop blast, as they were thrown out the plane, sometimes bits would go missing. So they stitched on themselves these strings so that they could tie around the top of the pockets to stop them falling out. Two weapons used by the Airsofter for the Paratrooper outfit will be the Thompson machine gun.
Hold it up just a little bit.
Made by AGM or Cybergun. Has an FPS out of the box of about 310. It makes a very distinctive clacking noise when it fires, and it sounds quite nice compared to a lot of other airsoft guns. The 1911 is another gun that would be used from the period. So for most World War II American soldier airsofters, this would be the sort of setup that you'd be using.
That's recording.
You ready?
Yeah.
Because I'll edit all of this. It's fine.
Okay, go on. In your own time.
Okay. Welcome to Oddie's Airsoft, and today we're landed. Now, this is a 6. Hang on, what is this? This is a Thompson from D Day. I have two other guys with me. What?
Pathfinder. You're a path. Oh, you're gonna get onto that. Sorry. No, okay. You have it in your head. Go on.
Yeah,
go on.
yeah.
Sorry.
No, I'll just edit all of it. We're going to have a look at the rig outs, and it should be loadouts, shouldn't it? We're going to have a look at the loadouts.